Today, we have a second new potential member with us who we're going to hear more about in Adam, who's also expressed a lot of interest in the league and also expressed the potential of running the league. So we're glad to have him with us, and we're going to hear more about him today. Okay, did you play any sports as a kid?
I actually did. I played baseball, soccer, and basketball. I ended all those basically around middle school, though.
Is that about all you did? Nothing after that?
Nope, nothing after that, because when it came to high school, I focused on marching band.
Oh, okay. All right. What was any of that like? Did you enjoy it?
The sports, yeah. I still use some of that stuff today because my daughter does soccer and softball, so I'll get out there and play with her, help her out with stuff as it is.
Okay. That's cool. What sports did you like to watch growing up? Which teams? Sorry, which sports teams did you like to watch growing up?
Chicago Cubs, Indiana Pacers, Indianapolis Colts. I didn't get too much into hockey until about 20 years ago, but it's Tampa Bay Lightning for me there. I did used to go to the old Indianapolis ice games growing up downtown.
Nice. So you pretty much gotten around everywhere, all the sports.
Yeah, I did go to a couple of professional or minor league soccer games we had around here about 25 years ago, but I can't remember the name of the team that is.
Okay. Any like childhood memories you really think of with the sports that you watched, like the Cubs and the Pacers?
Reggie Miller for the Pacers, Derek Lee for the Cubs, Sammy Sosa for the Cubs. I remember the Sosa McGuire home run battle back in the 90s.
Nice.
I did go to a Cubs Cardinals game back when they were both still playing, so I got to see both of them play live.
Nice. And that would have been fun to watch Reggie Miller back in the day. I didn't really start watching the Pacers till I got out here, of course, from Pittsburgh area, so
Yeah,
it's not a big thing, but I'm
yeah,
sure that was a blast.
he was something else. I
Um,
did get to go see him play with Team USA as well in an exhibition game for Olympics.
oh, awesome. Closest I got to something like that, I went to see the World Cup of Hockey. It was like it wasn't the actual games; it was like the preseason of that. But
Hmm.
they they don't only come around every so often. But
Yeah, it's like when I got the chance to see Barry Sanders play live.
oh, nice.
They were here against the Colts for a preseason game, so my family and I went.
So you've seen a lot of different games live then?
Oh yeah, I even saw the Cubs play live at Wrigley the year they won the World Series.
All right, awesome. Um, what sports do you follow now?
Baseball, football, hockey. I'm just now starting to get back into basketball. Kind of fell out of it, but with the way the Pacers are playing lately, it's I'm getting back into it. I watch a little bit of the WNBA as well.
How do you feel about the Pacers this year now with Halliburton?
I think they'll be just fine. They've developed a deep team, so even losing their superstar, they'll be all right.
That's kind of what I think too. I know what's his name's coming up. Benedict Mathurin. It's going to be in the starting. I thought he did get in the finals.
Yeah, and I'm kind of glad they let Turner go and picked up Jay Huff. Turner disappeared in the playoffs.
It's true. Yeah. He ended up going to Milwaukee, who now I have on my roster. So hopefully they do okay. I don't know. We'll see. Uh, yeah, he did. He did kind of have a rough. He was good defensively, but yeah, offensively he wasn't that great. We were watching
Even
that.
defensively, he disappeared at times.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. We'll see. And so of course I know you're really big in the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Oh yeah, I remember when they came into the league back in '93. I remember when they won their first Stanley Cup in '04 before the lockout, and I was really big into them when they went back to back a few years ago.
Right. Back in '04 with John Tortorella, the big one. That was his big cup.
Yep,
The great
him and
wins.
then John Cooper.
Yep. That 04 team, they had Vinny Lecavalier, Martin St. Louis. I remember it. It was a great team. Dale Andrechek,
And I think Dwayne,
or
and
Dave
I think it
Andrechek.
was Dwayne Rollison in goal because I
Rolson
believe
goal.
that maybe I'm thinking of '08 when Boston beat us in 7 and beat Vancouver in the finals.
I can't remember who was in goal. I'll just, if that's what you think it is, I'll believe you because I can't remember who was in goal. I
It
remember
was
the break
Dwayne
three and Brad
Rollison when you
Richardson.
guys. Yeah, Rollison was in goal when you guys beat us in 7 before you went to beat Vancouver in 7 in the finals.
That's right.
Maybe that was '09.
7 and 9. Uh, yeah, that was that one year they won. Um, so that logo I made with you, and you said, "Oh, I like the lightning better than like the fire." I'll put that up
Mm-hmm.
here on the. That's because of the Tampa Bay Lightning. I don't know if you realize that, but I put the lightning in there because of the Tampa Bay Lightning. So
I had a feeling, but I always liked the lightning bolts coming out of the dragon's mouth better than the fire.
yeah, just makes it a little bit different. But that
Yeah.
logo does look pretty cool, and I'll post it up here whenever I get a chance.
Okay.
Um,
Sounds good.
all right, so that's the sports you've done, or that you follow now. Let's talk about your fantasy sports experience.
Oh, where do I start?
I know you did
I think I
hockey for
started
me for at least what 4 or 5 years.
uh, hockey. I did well longer than that because I've been at Target for almost 6 years, and I started that before I got fired from Dick's.
Oh my gosh, you've been there for that long.
Yeah, I can't believe it. And then I did football 20 years ago before taking a break, and just last year I got into back into it. Been doing NASCAR since probably about the same time as hockey. Um, Basketball, first time ever for me this year, and then tried out golf with Matt. That was interesting.
Yeah, I couldn't do golf. Thanks, but no thanks.
It's just something different. Gets me interested in everything. It didn't help that, I'm upstairs preparing for work and I get a message, set your lineup before 6 o'clock. Crap.
Right. So yeah, speaking about that, like the whole lineups thing, I don't know if you've noticed, with this league, I really don't like lineups. So I did my best to try to get out of that. And with this, it's like you just have your set teams, make a couple moves every year, and that's about it. You just sit back and watch. And that's another thing I've talked lots about some of my interviews already. And one of the things I really tried to get out of this was so like when you do like head-to-head leagues and whatnot, I know you've seen how I've been doing in the hockey the past few years, but what really drives me nuts is whenever you get into a situation where you end up losing early on because of just matchup luck, and then you're basically right behind it, and there's just no way to really catch your way up. And then if you're doing baseball or hockey, which is what I've been doing for the last I don't know how many years, uh, then you just got to go in there and set a lineup every single week, knowing that there's basically no way you can catch up. Am I right?
Yeah, I've been on both ends of that where I've had a couple bad weeks and I'm just out of it for the year. But I've also been on the other side where I've had a couple bad weeks, but I ended up reeling off 6, 7, 8 wins in a row and then making the playoffs.
Yeah, it can
Just
bounce
last
back
year
and
with
forth.
football. Just last year with football, I was 10th place, had like 3 wins, and all of a sudden I won like 7 or 8 in a row and I make the playoffs. And then at the end of the playoffs, I'm 5 points away from winning the championship.
Nice. Yeah, turnarounds can
So yeah,
happen.
yeah, turnaround's good. It just depends on how you adapt to the league and the matchups.
Yeah, a lot of matchup luck can change a lot. Especially if
Yeah.
you start getting guys that are like unengaged, and then I don't know that you start getting to the unengaged stuff, then you start getting free wins, and sometimes it's almost like an endurance. It's like who's gonna, especially in like baseball, like I feel like halfway through the league, people just stop. And if you're on top of it, then you can just go you get wins that way.
Yeah, baseball just lasts way too long.
It does. It wastes wait. It's really long. Um. So yeah. Um. What got you interested in the league when I sent it to you? Our league.
It works out a lot better for my schedule. I mean, as I said earlier, like I'm always really busy at work. I hardly ever get time off when I'm working 5 to 3 every Tuesday through Friday and answering questions all the time. I don't have time to go in and set the lineups every day. And then my daughter, she's doing sports, like she does soccer in the fall, and that's 4 days a week. And then in the spring, she'll be doing softball. And next year, she's talking about wanting to do basketball in the winter.
Right. So your schedule is absolutely loaded. So to like,
Yeah.
so not having to worry about the lineups is kind of nice, right?
Yeah. And then I go to bed at 8:30 because I wake up at 3:30.
Right. 3:30. Jeez.
My day starts at 5 a.m.
How far? Oh, 5 a.m. Wow. Five, you said 5 to 3. Oh, yeah. That's man. That's early.
Yep.
How far away from work are you?
I'm about 10 minutes.
Oh, okay. At least you got that. It's still early.
I like to get up and eat breakfast before I actually get moving because I don't get a break until halfway through the day. Like
Wow.
literally from 5 to 10, I don't get a break.
It's crazy.
That's just my job anymore.
Well, I hope that when you get into this league, that makes a lot of that easier on you, and hope you start to enjoy it.
Yeah,
So
I mean, I'll give everything a chance. It seems like like you said, it work out better for my schedule, and I haven't found much fantasy besides really golf that I haven't enjoyed lately.
that's cool. Um, you still feel like you're good to try to be a commissioner league?
Yeah,
All right. Yeah, we'll try. I'm gonna try. Have you got any luck where you're at?
have some people who seem to be interested in it. I know one of the guys is moving right now, so this is the last week at work. He's moved. He just sold his house, buying another house. I've had a few other people interested in it.
All right. I think I got Scott to do this. I think I got him convinced into it, and I'm gonna keep working on some. But we gotta
Yeah,
wait
I'll keep asking
till
around.
February, so
Yeah.
that's plenty of time, I think, to try to pull up. So we need 8.
Okay.
So
Yeah, probably have 3, maybe 4 interested right now.
if you get at least 2 of them, then I can get. Well, if you get Scott, that'd be 4, and I'll keep asking around. I'm sure I can find some more people.
Yeah, I'm sure I can as well. My work's such a big place.
Awesome. You got any other questions for me about like how the league works that I can answer for you or anything like that?
The one thing I can't remember is how the seasons work. Is it February through January?
So it starts with the beginning of baseball season, and then it goes all the way until the end of the NHL and NBA playoffs. So it's really almost like it's not 12 months, it's probably like 13, 14, maybe like 16 months. And then whenever I don't even switch it over, like the scoring and all that stuff, until maybe the All-Star break, and then that's when the second season starts. Does that make sense?
So, so while you keep the scoring going from the past season, you're still accruing points for the next season.
Pretty
Is that
much,
how it
yeah.
works?
It would be, yes, but
Okay.
like you're not really gonna be. So like at that point in time, like all that matters is where the teams are at in the standings.
Right.
So at that point in time, baseball is pretty much the only one that's going on, and so it's not really that critical until next year. I mean, if I really wanted to, I can keep track of it the entire time for the next season, so they would be overlapping. But just for the fact of trying to keep everything straight, it's just easier to keep one until it gets done, and because the other part just that's not really that big that critical until later in the year anyway. So I just don't bother trying to confuse everybody by doing it that way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's just a better way of keeping it straight.
I gotcha.
Um, but what I'll be able to do is I'll create another sheet for you, and I'll be able to link the stats from mine over to yours. So you will never have to actually update any of the stats. The only thing that you'll ever have to do is just keep track of the teams. So, whoever's playing in your league, what teams they have, and how much they paid for them, and all that stuff. That's all you'd have to do. As far as like the weekly stat updates, I can do all that for you. You won't have to worry about it.
Okay.
It's probably the most tedious part anyway. The other parts, there's only a couple times a year when you actually have to, do anything with it. Did you get the whole part about the free agencies and how that works?
Maybe.
So pretty much what we do is, well, did you see the draft? Do you understand how the draft works?
I don't think I've had a chance to take a look at that.
So what we did is like we did an auction draft, and you use kind of like just like play money, where you just bid on teams pretty much, and we gave you like 180 dollars in play money to just bid on these teams, and then we gave you you bid up to 9 teams. So everybody has 9 teams by the end of the draft.
Okay.
And then, but the maximum you're going to be able to carry over is going to be 11. So then whenever the free agency starts, see that $180 we gave you at the draft is basically going to make your cap. We give you another 20 just for free agency, so it's going to be $200 total for your cap. And
So
then
it's a hard salary cap like NHL?
Yes, it looks exactly like the NHL.
Okay.
You'll understand it perfectly. If you've ever been like Puck PD or something like that, it looks exactly like that.
Okay.
So then when free agency comes, and you can do this one of two ways. What I do is like every day, if there's a team left, the teams that are left, every day I just go in there and say, this team's up for bid, and it's almost like being on eBay. Like they can just go in there and just bid it up, and like until whoever gets the win, and then they get that team. You can do it like that, or you can just say, we're gonna meet up at this day for 30 minutes and just do all the bids right there, so you don't have to like spend the next week putting the team up every day. It's up to you. I mean, however you'd rather do it.
Okay.
But the way we did it was, one in March, which was for baseball, and then one in, let me pull my calendar here. Where am I lost at? August. Yeah, football's August. And then in September, we did NHL and NBA. I just did them together in September because they're like, the seasons just mirror each other.
Yeah, they're like only about 2 weeks apart.
Right. So I just did them both at the same time. So, and then also we have like months where you can trade, like in July and November. And I tried very, very hard when I set this up to make it so whenever something serious is going on in sports, you don't have to worry about doing anything. So, like, for example, whenever the playoffs are going on, you don't have to do anything. You can just sit back and watch. You know what I mean? There's no lineups. There's never any lineups. You never have to worry about that. You know what I mean?
So you say something serious, but I think it's 2026. The MLB has a potential for a strike. How would that affect the whole thing?
That is a great question. Well, all that matters is the standings. So
if they have a shortened season, it shouldn't really affect things. The only way it would really
Okay.
matter is if they wiped out the season entirely. And if that happened, then I guess we would just go with three sports instead of four. I mean, we would that year would just be no one get any credit for those teams, I guess. I don't know how else
Because
to.
that's happened with the NHL. I think 04, 05, they lost an entire season.
Yeah, they
And I
did.
think MLB almost lost an entire season because of the same thing.
They did, but you know what? If for example, if baseball ended up doing that and they lost it because and that caused a salary cap, I would gladly lose an entire season for baseball. But that's just me. I don't think that's ever going to happen. But so we want more money.
That's how it's always going to be, is they want more money.
Yeah, it's crazy.
With the popularity of the WNBA going increasing, were you ever thinking of adding a fifth sport to it, or just keeping with the four major sports?
That's another great question. I had another interview with somebody else that's potentially going to be a commish, and he asked me the same thing, and I said the same. I said, as long as it has a standings, you can put anything in there. I'm probably going to be sticking to the four for right now. But if you want me to track WNBA for you for your particular league, I can do that for you. It's not that big of a deal. It's not that hard for me to track that onto you. I can make that work if you wanted to.
We just have to gauge the interest with that. I just know the popularity is pretty much increasing quite a bit ever since a few players came into the league, and I think they're expanding their season. So I don't think they're going to be playing 44. I think they're going to go up to like 50 or 60 games sometime soon.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I can work with you on that. He also mentioned this other person also mentioned soccer, which is another thing. We also looked at either La Liga or the English Premier League as a potential. The problem what I had with this was when I wanted to set this up and I was trying to do the channel and everything, I kind of wanted us have at least one person or two people that were kind of like really into it so we could talk about it and be like more of like a specialist about it. So, when people didn't know, because that's going to be the problem, right? You're going to have whoever you're going to try to recruit for this league. It gets harder to recruit the more sports you have because the interest isn't there. Like we have to find, we're like a niche. They call that a niche, where it's like you are looking for a type of person that just loves to watch sports, but doesn't really like to get into like the whole day-to-day lineup type stuff. Basically, just like me. I hate to say it, but that's pretty much what it is. And I know there's more people out there like me because I keep finding them, but they're not always that easy to
You're
find.
talking.
And every time you add another sport to it, it's like you're increasing them. It's getting more difficult to find people that are going to be more into doing it because it's another thing for them to track. Even though you're really just looking at standings. Like I try to tell people, you're just looking at power rankings. If you don't really want to watch it all, you can just do that. But you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah.
But anyway, back to the original question. Yeah, you can do that if you wanted to.
Okay. Yeah, that'd just be gauging the interest of anybody. Now one of the things I do remember from one of the videos is if if you're more into one sport than the others, you can kind of focus on that sport. Now, do you have to take a team from every single league?
You don't.
Or if it's something like in NBA where you have absolutely no interest, you can just ignore that?
You can. That's part of it. Yep.
Okay.
It's
So
okay.
basically if you're into the MLB, NHL, and NFL, and you don't have anything for the NBA, you can just focus on those other three sports.
If that's what you want to do, yeah. I mean, I feel like it's probably gonna. Well, I don't know. It goes kind of both ways because without going into the other sports at all, you kind of take away your chances of getting one of the top scoring, top points by not being at the top. But as you point out, if you don't know anything about it and you pick the wrong team, then it can actually hurt you. So, it goes both ways.
Yeah, because you don't want to take a team that's going to go, I don't know, 10 and 62 because you don't know anything about it.
Exactly. So there's some risk there. But as you point out, you don't have to. You can stay away from it. Anything else?
Nope, I think that was it.
All right. Thank you very much. I'm just gonna stop it right there.